Hi there and welcome back to this channel. Today I want us to do something. I want us to discuss new Nollywood and the effect or how it reflects on the performances of actors who have been in the movie scene for a very long time. Because now we have, I'm talking about old times from the time of Saint Obi, Rita, Dominic, Emeka, Ike, Genevieve, and all of those powerhouse actors that we have nowadays, and how they have had to reinvent themselves in order to fit in into the new wave and everything that new Nollywood is about these days. Particularly, I want us to talk about a singular person. I want to take it in individual basis. I want to talk about Rita Dominic and how she has managed to evolve, because for most of these legendary actors, maintaining and staying on the screen and staying on our TV screens for a very long time has been proven difficult for most of them. We've seen some of them drop by along the way. But for those who have decided to still continue to fit themselves via movie, let's see how she, in particular, Rita Dominic, has managed to evolve over the years until 2021. And I'm going to do the recap from the last decade. So for the past 10 years, what has she been up to and how has she managed to still stay relevant on our screens up to today? If this interests you, please keep watching, subscribe to this channel if you are yet to do that, like this video, give it a thumbs up and share with your family and friends. With all of that being said, let's talk about Rita Dominic and her journey for the past 10 years. Rita Dominic, who started as a child actor in 1988, she's currently 45 years old, so she's been in the industry for over 30 years, for over 3 decades, and she has remained consistent. That is something I think we all need to award her. She has remained consistent over the years and something I noticed about her also is that kind of cast, she's been typecasted for the longest time. And when I say she reinvented herself, I feel like the most important thing she did is take herself out of that typecast. She took herself out of being stereo-casted and being the old prim and proper, mature Lagos babe who smokes and then snatches, just being the basic biatch, if you get what I'm saying. Let's talk about our movie from 2013. 2013 and 2014, she acted in 2 major movies. The first movie is Finding Mercy. Honestly, I saw that movie several times because she wasn't the lead actor. She wasn't the lead actor, but she was a supporting actor. But somehow she still carried that particular movie. And this is when Nollywood started changing. This was when we saw the rise of them, Kemi Adetiba, and Nollywood evolving. This was when Omoni Oboli came back into the Nollywood scene and she started giving us Nollywood classics. She carried that particular movie, and that movie actually made me like Blossom Chukujeko. And also it reinforced the fact that I'm very indifferent about Tinwachiko. I don't know what that man is looking for in the movie scene. Don't come for me, please. But really, what are you looking for in the movie scene? Just be an actor and a talk show host, like myself. Anyways, moving on from Finding Mercy. Finding Mercy actually earned her several awards, including Best Actor in a Supporting Role and Best Actress in the Leading Role. I don't know why they gave her Best Actress in the Leading Role for that particular movie, but it shows to tell you that she carried that movie even more than Chioma Chukwuka, who played the role of the lead female in that movie. Moving on from that, we had the Audrey Silva Company give us The Meeting. If you did not see The Meeting, or if you did not like Clara Ikemba in The Meeting, honestly, just gonna see it again, because that was the very first movie I saw of Rita Dominic where I saw her play a character that was outside of the typical Rita Dominic's character. Because even in Finding Mercy, she was just a typical girl. She was an office lady and all of those prim and proper with sweet British and very fine English language. But then in The Meeting, she was the secretary and she really played that role well. She portrayed a typical secretary in the Nigerian government setting. It was amazeballs with her catchy language, the makeup on her face. She played an elderly woman in that movie. And that was the first time I actually see Rita Dominic play an older woman, even older than Nze Ekpe in that movie. And then the way she introduced a comedic thing into that movie. She acted as a comic in that movie, as an old woman in that same movie. She just really came out to show her depth in that particular movie, in my own opinion. And that was in 2014. Then moving on from there, Rita Dominic decided to give us classical pieces. She no longer featured in movies that she was not a core part of the production. Starting from The Meeting, she was the producer of The Meeting. The Meeting even earned her the Producer of the Year award, several Best Actress in a Lead Movie award, and so many of that. Then she moved on to historical dramas. If you see now in Nollywood, they're trying to show us more of African story, because we have the idea, and now the movement is that Africans should actually tell African stories. So with Iyore in 2015, it was a Benin Benin Empire kind of movie and she played the lead role. She was Susie. She was an old teacher, a married teacher, but was in love with the prince of the land, who was her first love. And then she told the history of Benin City and all of those things and how it came to be. And that was another place. Normally, we've seen her in village movies, we've seen her as a princess and all of those things, but this particular movie brought her in a different light. She was a married teacher, when was Rita Dominic a teacher? She had to go reinvent herself, even though I personally do not have any history or any idea if she went further to study filmmaking or reinventing of oneself as an actor, because outside of her B Art in theater art that she got from the University of Port Harcourt, I don't think she's had any other further education when it comes to acting and movie, but somehow she's remained relevant in the Nollywood scene. Moving on from Iyore, she then took on to another movie, 76, which was Civil War themed. It was supposed to be 6 years after the Civil War. Actually, that movie was filmed in 2010, but wasn't released until 2016 due to, I don't really know what happened, but then they didn't release it until 2016. And in that movie, she played a teenager in 2010. She was about 34 in 2010, and she played a teenager and she killed that role. Personally, I'm not in favor of we using older people that do not really fit an age range for a particular role. I believe you can find somebody in that age range. But then Rita Dominic came and then she took that scene, she took that role, she killed it basically. She really entered into it. Then she was an O-level student and all of the drama. It even earned her award. 76 earned her about 7 different awards. Different categories, different awards. 76 earned her that award. Now, that was 2016. She took a break for over 5 years, and then in 2020 she was in the movie production of La Femme Angela. La Femme Angela is currently showing in they already withdrew from cinemas to give room for Toyin Abako's Prophetess, because it's a females movie. I don't know why distributors actually making a movie, because it makes them partial to other movies. That was what they did to Lion Heart, Genevieve Nnaji's Lion Heart, because they had to make room so people can come watch their own movie. They pulled Lion out prematurely out of the cinema. La Femme Angela is just 2 weeks old and it's out of cinemas already. Like, why? Anyways, I'm talking about Rita Dominic. I don't have a problem with females distribution. They know how to run their business. Now, in La Femme Angela, she was a musician. And not just a musician, a vulnerable musician who was sleeping with a younger guy that came to play sax. And then her husband is supposed to be a bully who beats her. And the way she owned the vulnerability, you would think, I guess she's an actress, she's meant to do things like that, she's meant to make us feel the things she's feeling. But the way she carried herself, she went from being the typical high school university babe we always know, to being a comedian or a comic in movies, to being Iyore, to being, in the Civil War in 90s, as movies set in the 1960s, to currently in 2021 and being a boss, like a legendary musician in a movie. I feel like the way she had carried herself and reinvented herself needs to be studied, because you do not see her in all of these movies where they have 100, 1,000 popular faces just because they want to pull crowd. She's not about pulling crowd. She's about the selectiveness of her craft, the intentionality of our craft. That's what I just want us to look at now. And I would want us to compare it to new age Nollywood actors. What do you think can literally follow in that kind of footstep and do something similar to what Rita Dominic has shown us over the years? I mean, after Genevieve's Lionheart, she's not done any other movie, and I'm sure that our next production is going to also be superb. Cinematography, plots. I feel like Nigeria is currently out of the place of what you're currently seeing, only comedy in the cinemas, and all our movies are just for cinema ratings. I feel like Old actors like Rita, Dominic understand the craft and they are reinventing themselves to come back and take a place where you just have to respect what they have to give you. I think Bimbo might do something similar with time as she grows in her career, because she's been able to show flexibility, being proper English and all of those things. Let me know what you think in the comment section. How do you think new Nollywood, do you think that old performances or old performers are being pressured somehow to fit into the new age Nollywood story? I'll be waiting for you in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, like I said, give it a thumbs up and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.